What do you do when you find out that your girlfriend has cheated on you? This is the topic for today's video. I'm going to teach you exactly how to walk away and how to handle a cheater. Men that find themselves emotionally invested with the wrong woman have a tough call to make. To discover that your girlfriend, maybe fiance, or even wife has cheated on you is soul destroying, to say the least. Objectively speaking, it's very easy to tell someone, just walk away. But from a subjective point of view, when you are the one in that situation, it can be extremely difficult to end the relationship because your feelings are involved. You've invested a portion of your life into that person that you'll never get back. Maybe you've been with them for years. Maybe you were saving up or planning for an engagement. Maybe you were already engaged. Maybe you have kids out of wedlock. Or maybe you're already married. You're financially tied to them. You have a pet together. You're moved in together. What do you do now? The answer, again, is to just walk away. But let's go deeper into this. First of all, let's look at the person who's cheated on you. If your woman commits infidelity, you must understand that it has nothing to do with you. It's a choice she made entirely by herself. No one put a gun to her head. No one forced her to get to know that guy. She chose to do it herself. No external factors can ever influence or push her to cheat on you. Even if she tells you she wasn't happy, you didn't meet her needs, you weren't present with her, you weren't there for her, it can never justify betrayal. Why? Because a woman of good character is going to communicate her needs to you. And if they remain unmet, and she's tried multiple times to get you to change or improve your behavior or whatever happens to be, that was the problem in the relationship, what is she going to do? Eventually, if she's not happy and she loses feelings for you and she sees you're not good for her, she will simply get up and leave, remain single, heal, lick her wounds, and once she's recovered in the future, then she will go out there and find someone else. That's how women of good character behave. Only women that have settled for you, don't think you're attractive and give you a shot anyway, girls with serious red flags, lack of integrity, these are going to be the sort of women who will betray you when things aren't going favorably well in the relationship or they just want out. Your only problem here is that at the very beginning there were red flags, that she wasn't that into you, lack of compatibility, she had other serious character flaws that you just overlooked and swept under the rug. And now they've come back to bite you. Remember, the red flags you ignore in the beginning always become the deal breakers in the end. So understand, if she betrays you, it's completely on her. Because if she's so miserable, she can just walk away, then go and find someone if she wants. But there is no excuse for betrayal. The next thing, never become angry at the guy she cheated on you with. Because if another man has involved himself with your woman, well, the only reason that could ever happen is because she allowed him to grow close to her. She entertained his advances or invited him over to her in the first place. So if you come to find out she's been interacting with one guy or multiple guys in inappropriate ways, such as flirting, giving out contact info, following on social media, maybe inappropriate messages, getting close, making male friends at the gym or at work, it doesn't matter anywhere that it takes place. Take a step back and realize this is only happening because she wants it to. Men who lack understanding will go into a fit of rage and say, that's it, I'm going to go and threaten that guy, I'm going to attack him, I'm going to teach him a lesson. But at the end of the day, she's the one who cheated on you. Okay? She chose to be with that guy. But when you're angry, you think, if I get rid of that guy, I'll give myself a sense of justice. It doesn't work out that way. Because you need to be mindful of the fact that that man that she betrayed you with oftentimes doesn't even know you're the boyfriend or the fiance or the husband. Because some cheaters actually hide this fact from the new lover because they know that an honourable man is not going to interact with a woman who's taken. So they will lie and say they're single. And if they're typically, these women have very, very low character and they're not that intelligent, and they're interacting with a guy who's just as degenerate as they are, and they know that guy doesn't really care if she has a boyfriend or a husband, then she'll kind of sell that guy a story. My boyfriend's not good to me. Typical boyfriend is abusive story. Boyfriend's not making me happy. He's working all the time. He doesn't make time for me, blah, blah, blah. And that retard cuck falls sorry for her instead of realizing she should be figuring out those problems with the guy instead of being with him. But he's so desperate and lustful anyways that he just goes right in, right? And that's usually how these things take place. Because think about that logically. You're a good guy watching this. You've got good morals. You're single and you meet a girl and she tells you she's got a boyfriend or a husband or things aren't working out in her relationship. What do? You tell her, bye-bye, I'm single. I want to find a woman who's single and ready to meet someone. Not a girl who's with someone already who's okay to cheat on them with me. Get lost. Good riddance. And that's how you handle it. So this is what I want you to understand. There can be cases where the guy doesn't know that she's with you. Sometimes he may know and that's fine. But at the end of the day, ultimately it's her fault. She's a cheater, right? She cheated on you. So, yes, there is also the common occurrence where the guy that she betrayed you with knows about your existence. And despite knowing that, he continues on to build a relationship, right? These are the guys who send me emails and go, Christian, she cheated on her boyfriend to be with me and now she did it to me years later. You were right. Well, yeah, no shit. Common sense. In this case, that guy is no worse than she is. But don't forget that the only reason he got close to her is because she opened the door for him to walk in. Even if he wasn't in the picture, an unfaithful woman would line up someone else who's willing to partake in the act of infidelity with her. You can pause, write that down, take a screenshot, whatever you need to do. You write that down. Let me repeat that. Even if that man wasn't in the picture, an unfaithful woman can still line up someone else who's willing to partake in the act of infidelity with her. Ultimately, it's her choice alone. Okay? So, now that you understand how this plays out, the answer is simple. If your girlfriend's cheated on you, gentlemen, the right thing to do is to dump her as soon as you become aware of this. It doesn't matter if it was emotional cheating or all the way physical cheating, which I have differentiated this in previous videos. I'll link them down below and I'll pop them at the end of the end screen of this video. You don't owe her a second chance. I don't care if she confesses, she begs you back, or you found out on your own. Doesn't change the fact that she betrayed you. You don't owe her a second chance. She's not your wife. You haven't taken a sacred vow. And the whole point of you dating and courting her is to tell if she's wife material or not. And since she's betrayed you, you're getting a sneak peek into what your future marriage is going to look like. Not very well. Okay, you're with a girl who doesn't have integrity. She's shown her hand to you. You can now walk away. Since she's shown you she's capable of betraying you, you don't have to go to a divorce, right? So guess what? Walk away. And if you were planning on starting a family with her, you have spared your future children from being raised by a bad mother in a broken home who doesn't look up to her father. You, right? Potentially you, right? Who knows if she's cheating on you, maybe the kids weren't even yours, right? But you get what I'm saying. While it's true that in some rare exceptions there is true repentance and a willingness to change, in the end, the damage is already done. Is it worth to devote yourself to a woman that has already proven that she can't be trusted? Even if she contacts you months later, begging for a chance, asking for you to take her back. Well, she wasn't willing to work on the relationship when she had you in her life. She wasn't willing to work on the relationship when she gave her body to another man. And now all of a sudden she's had a change of heart. Don't fall for it. Unfaithful partners only return for comfort, security, and to settle for you. Because the one they really want doesn't want them back. Okay? And, she's not running back because she regrets what she did. She's scared of being alone and all the other men don't want her when they find out who she is. But because she had some type of emotional tie to you, she thinks she can come back and manipulate you for round two. She's worried she can't get a man to commit to her, so she'll go back to you. Don't let that happen. Remember, guys, trust is like glass, right? You can piece it back together, but realistically, if you dropped a glass and you put all the cracks back in place, there's cracks that remain forever. And those cracks represent the betrayal. You can and you should forgive, right? Absolutely. But you will never forget what she did to you. Deep down, you will know she doesn't love you. She doesn't value you. By choosing to stay with a cheater or inviting her to repeat her behavior, you will always sleep with one eye open at night wondering, can I trust her again? You'll be full of anxiety and paranoia anytime she's distant, out the home, or interacts with another man. Never take back an unfaithful girlfriend. It's better to be single, lick your wounds, take your time to heal, fill in your knowledge gap regarding relationships and seek a trustworthy woman than to find yourself stuck in a relationship with a girl who has already shown you that she's not to be trusted. And as the old saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. With trust gone from your relationship, you will fall out of love and lose respect, not only for her but for yourself. Staying in a relationship where your very dignity has been violated is a recipe for destruction. Walk away, rebuild your life. You deserve a faithful woman by your side, and settling for any less will not end well for you. If she steps out of your relationship to be with another man, be strong enough to lock the door behind her and throw away the key forever. Even if she comes running back months or years later, that she's grown and she's changed from her selfish ways, it's better that she heals, finds someone else she can start fresh with, and so can you. If at the time of you listening to this video, you're actually married, for example, and you realize not only did you marry an immoral woman, but she's actively cheating on you, it can be a little bit more complicated because marriage is a sacred commitment. And sadly, most men and women in today's current degenerate culture marry for the wrong reasons, which obviously goes in hand with you're not with a good partner. And because of this, the divorce rate climbs. Obviously, you marrying a modern feminist that doesn't love or respect you, instead of choosing a traditional-minded woman who loves God, honours God, and will honour you, this is just how it plays out. It's not going to end well when you're with a modern woman, right? From a moral standpoint, you and your wife have taken a vow before God, right? To honour each other through thick and thin, no matter all the hardships you face. Biblically speaking, if you are married, there is an exception where you are permitted to end the marriage. And I know traditionally people hear, till death do us part, right? Death does end marriage, but that's not the only way. The Word of God gives us the power to utilise divorce on the basis that our spouse is guilty of sexual immorality. This is the only righteous way out if you choose to leave your marriage. But if you're a married man, you may feel the need to stay in for the sake of your children, and perhaps you feel like maybe the split with your wife would be detrimental to your assets, whatever happens to be. There are very few marriages that survive after infidelity, but there are such cases where husband and wife do make peace and work on their marriage. And I personally don't believe it's possible because the shame of you being with that person, knowing they betrayed you, it's always going to be there. It's like the trust is forever broken. Sure, you can forgive them, but you just can't forget, and you'll never ever see them the same. And that is the bottom line. That is the consequence of someone betraying you. It changes the dynamic of a relationship. So this doesn't mean that reconciliation happens to everyone. Okay, keep in mind, as long as you have always been faithful and your spouse has betrayed you, you are the one that has the option to leave. And if I were you, I personally would. Matthew 5:32 in the Bible tells us, I say to you that everyone who divorces his wife, except on the grounds of sexual immorality, makes her commit adultery. And whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery. So, if you divorce a woman for any reason, you're actually committing adultery because there's no reason for that marriage union to end. Only on the exception if there is sexual immorality. If she betrays you with another man, you can divorce and start fresh. It really is that simple. But again, I've explained it in black and white terms. If you're with someone who's betrayed you, walk away. If you spot warning signs, prepare yourself to walk away. I have another video on that, which I'm going to link at the end. It will pop up here on the screen in a second, and give it a watch. Okay. And with that said, if you'd like to reach out to me to get my help personally, there's a link down below in the description to my website. You can book a call, check out my course. If you'd like to learn more about what I do and check out my relationship community or my book, I'll leave the links there as well in the description. With that said, hope you'll have a wonderful day. God bless all of you and your families, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. I'll see you all in the next one.